that Supreme Court is giving us a very positive output. So I wore a new shirt, I ordered a cake, I went to Azad Maidan, and I was a very new activist by then, surrounded by very senior activists. And decision came against us, and it was a bummer. It was very negative for us. People who were with me, they ran away because they thought that suddenly we are a criminal. So people cannot put us in the jail, and other people were there and started crying. I didn't know what to do. So I came back home. No, I didn't come back home. I just landed up directly to two news channel studios where I was debating with a couple of homophobic people. I came home and then, by the way, I didn't mention the new shirt I was wearing was my birthday gift. The cake that I ordered was my birthday cake, and 11th December was my birthday, which got screwed. So when I came back, I cried because it was really not something that we didn't expect, and I knew from that moment life won't be the same. But I knew one thing, from that moment you will turn up into a very strong human being, and see, today I'm standing here in front of you and the whole thing had turned upside down. So it's a pleasure. Uh, so now let's talk about 6th September 2018 when 377 gone. We know, we knew this time that decision will be changing, and I was watching Republic TV and Arnab Goswami was screaming as usual. So I was sitting next to my dad, and he was also very excited to, what it's going to be. And I was literally shivering, something which was really new for a person like me. And suddenly he screamed, 377 is gone, done, and we are living in a free India. And my father, patted very nicely on my back, and he was like, congratulations. And I remember I broke down, I burst into tears, and I cried so much that I knew that my life is not going to be same again, and the life of thousands of people and millions of people going to change in India. Finally, we are living in a country, where we are now equal citizens, conditions apply. So that was the day. But people say now you have the rights, but I feel this is the beginning. No, this is not the something that war has won. This is where we started, because the next thing was gay sex is now legal. That was the headline that flashed. And no, that's not what I want people to say it. One of my straight friend called me up and said, congratulations, now you can have your legal sex. And I was like, no, that's not what I was fighting for. Because first of all, I would like to enjoy this whole decision for my court, my country to, accept my existence. That's what mattered to me the most. Second thing I would be, celebrating about is that they are accepting my identity, my sexual identity. Third thing, I should be thankful that they are accepting my basic human right. And the last thing, I would accept and appreciate that they are, accepting my self-respect and my ego that was hurt for years and years. And after all that is done, and if something remains in me to celebrate, then yes, I would like to thank you for giving me a legal sex right now. So this is what the whole misconception is. 377 is not just about homosexuals, it's applicable to any human being. But yeah, we are the easiest target, so anybody can come up and get inside our bedroom. Finally, that's no more. So yeah, it feels that you are again back where you belong, and your country is your country, like any one of yours. You know. So what happened later is, I would like to see this. So thank you for a lovely bedroom experience, which is now legal, official, and fearless. But now, since you're given me a bedroom and now you're given me a house, when I'm in a house, I'm in the legal protection. So now I have a house, but you know what next I want here? I want my own family to be in this house. And now I'm asking for my marriage rights and my adoption rights that I wanted to be for a whole LGBT community. But again, it's a huge thing to start with. And I remember people coming up and say, when they heard this news that 377 is gone, they thought now gay marriage are legal. But this is not the case. But sometimes people say ignorance is a bliss. I would say ignorance is blessings, because whole idea of section 377 was, people thought it's all about being gay legally or illegally. So when section 377 was there, people thought being gay is illegal in India. And now people think being gay is legal in India, which works for us, thank you. But that's not the case. The second thing people ask me, like, how's the life changed, how the life of gay people before section 377 and how the life you're living after that. So I'll give you 5 points that I observed life is better now after September 8, 2018. First is coming out and the youth. I'm sure that many of you at least had one coming out experience of this decision was made, and people now started coming out. I was on one debate show and somebody said this, now बहुत लोग gay लोग बन जाएंगे, gay लोग बनते नहीं हैं, वो पहले से ही होते हैं. We don't manufacture a company like Gay Making Private Company Limited, or we can put it like Cute People Manufacturing Company Limited, but we cannot do that for a matter. But and I was like, people are always there. Now you just given them the right, and now they're feeling empowered to come and tell you that this is what I am, and that's what is happening in the country. So I believe there are many gay people around you in institutes, in every single career and option and profession, but we just don't look at them that way because they are not the typical stereotypical gay guys you see in the films or in the TV advertisements. And that's why we think only those who behave feminine are gay, those who collapse are gay. But this whole spectrum is so huge that people have stereotyped and put us in small, small brackets. So coming out is something that you see a lot of people are coming out and they feel empowered. Second thing is HIV awareness. When you go to hospital before 377 was there, people will look at you, in a very suspicious way, as if you're gay and you've done some sin. And that's why people I knew were educated enough. They never went and got tested. They were like, no, we are afraid to get judged. What if they figure it out that I'm gay? And after the decision was rolled out, the people knew that the sex I had, I don't know if it was safe or unsafe, but it was legal at least. So now I can go and check on myself if I'm safe or not. So that is the one thing, again, changed. The third thing that really worked for us is it's a positive attitude of two B's. And when I say two B, first is Bollywood and second is brand. So Bollywood is now, people ask me since I'm a filmmaker, how Bollywood reacts to it. So now I say more than girls, the guys are not safe in the industry. So it's always there, and it's just nobody wanted to talk about it. Now everybody's talking about it. And let me mention the fact that I'm really excited to see Sonam Kapoor's Ek Ladki Ko Dekha To Aisa Laga, which is coming very soon, and they are showing a lesbian relationship in a mainstream. And the brands, after the decision, I think every single brand wanted to talk about how gay-friendly they are, and we wished that they would have raised their voice in our favor when we actually needed it. But nobody wanted to do it. But it's okay, finally you are understanding us as a consumer, you consider us as a basic human, who can buy and shop and take your services. So thank you. One thing I really enjoy is after September 2018, I was signed up for 2 global brands as a brand ambassador, and that worked for me. So I'm like having a really good time after that. Fourth thing I would like to mention is the approach to LGBT people have really changed from travel and hospitality industry. See, I run a travel company which specifically works for gay and bisexual men. From there to the approach of normal taxi driver guy, the whole thing has changed, and now people started looking at us normally. Earlier they look at us like somebody who is down on hierarchy. Now we are suddenly raised up to equal. So that is something really changed. I would like to put a quick example. So when I do this gay group tours, I call up a lot of resorts and I don't tell them that this is a gay group tour because they really get scared, sometimes they say, no, please, we cannot allow you to come here. So after the decision, I was having a tour scheduled and I called this guy and it's like, this is a gay group tour. And he was like, sir, congratulations, 377 is no more. And I was like surprised. So it was like people are changing. And it was, by the way, in some small town in Maharashtra, it's not in Mumbai. The last thing, it's a sad part, it's the blackmailing. We say the blackmailing is very common and that's very unfortunate in gay community. Because earlier, what happens, so on a gay dating app, somebody puts a really good looking man's picture and gay guys get completely attracted and they go to this room and suddenly 4 or 5 people enter in the room and start looting the gold and the money, and then the blackmailer will contact your family and tell them you're gay, give us everything that we want, and we have no option to go because nobody wants to go to police station and complain, because they are afraid their family might get to know that they are gay or bisexual or lesbian. So what happened recently is on one of the apps, somebody was recorded kissing his partner on video call, and his video was this blackmailer was giving him this dhamkis that I will make this video viral, and he was demanding 25,000. So this guy was like, his approach, he contacted me and I was like, what do you feel about it? Now he said, I really don't give damn about it because I know he can't do anything and I'm legal and I was not doing anything wrong. So this is the attitude that has happened in, it's a big shift in LGBT community, and now we realize that we are empowered, that we won't be able to victimize ourselves saying that we are a suppressed section of the society. So these are the things that are changing after the decision. So now the question comes, that's our topic, what's next? So the small town guys, gay guys, who call me up and send me emails and ask me, sir, gay marriage कब legal होगा? Sir, हमें बच्चे adopt करने हैं, so कब होगा? So I was like, very soon. And see, we live in India and we know how the laws work. It's so complicated, you never know when it's going to happen. Because for a basic human right, like sleeping with my partner with my consent took so many years, so you don't know how many years it's going to take for marriage and adoption, right? So they'll accept, please, like number bata do. So what they expect is a digit from me, like how many years it will take. So I say 5 years. Yeah, so I practically believe it will take 5 years from now, because what happens is, in this case, all we needed a strong base. Supreme Court has quoted us in this decision that these are equal people. So now we are equal people, we want equal rights enjoyed by other citizens of this country. And that's why I believe Section 377 case was really important, because now this case is a huge base for other rights that we are asking for. For example, marriage rights and adoption rights. And I know it's a very simple thing. See, we are like a very populated country, and there are so many adoption homes and people waiting to adopt kids, and the heterosexual people keep on throwing their kids in dustbins, and we are the people who don't have love. Gay people, I think, the best people who understand how does it feel to be disowned, how does it feel to be neglected, and how does it feel to be left out. And that's why we feel for those kids, that we want to have them in our family and to call our own. No, we don't want to go and have test tube baby. I mean, anybody does it, it's their personal choice. But we really want to give love to those kids who are thrown in the adoption homes. We won't take them. So we have love of kids and they have love of parents. And nobody can come and say that, only a mother and a father can make a good parent. No. If that was the case, then those kids wouldn't be landing on these adoption homes. So that is the one thing that we are really looking for, because you're not just changing our life, but you're changing life of those kids who are really looking for the love. So there are these people who come up and say, you will have all the rights. You will get marriage rights, you will get adoption rights, but what about acceptance, social acceptance? Samaj kab accept karega tum log ko? But I said, are we really looking for that? Because I think, the whole idea of the word acceptance and the term acceptance is so shallow and overhyped that when we talk about acceptance, we are not talking about the whole world accepting me. I'm not going to go to each person and check, oh, do you accept me? Yes, check. Next one, no, we're not going to do that. For me, the acceptance means just two sections. That is my neighbor and my relative. I'm not even mentioning my family, because their acceptance is dependent upon these two sections. So if my neighbor accepts me, if my relatives accept me, my family will accept me, because that they are scared of them. So are we really looking for that? Is what marriage was a huge thing. People used to talk about it. Oh, he got married to her and she's Muslim and he's Hindu. And and now you see it's such a common thing that nobody talk about it. At least in a big cities like Mumbai. And I tell you, gay rights will walk the same journey. Probably this is a funny thing I would like to mention, but there was this joke that sometimes if you come out to your father, he will tell you, you're fine being gay, but don't marry that guy because he's Muslim and he's not Hindu. So caste and religion problem might be there, but gay problems won't be there again in the future. So that's what whole acceptance thing is coming up to. I really believe this three words have ruined more dreams and aspirations and identities of people, and those three words are log kya kahenge. It not just ruined the careers, but many people have forcefully turned into so-called heterosexuals, and they became so-called straight. So they went for shock therapy, which never works, but a fake thing. They tried to uninstall this gay apps and tried. The last thing about acceptance is only acceptance that matter to me is the legal acceptance, and acceptance by the Constitution of India and Honorable Supreme Court, because nobody, not a single religion, no leader, no political party, no minister, and I should mention this, not even a so-called army chief of any country can tell us what is accepted and what is unaccepted, because we are accepted by two high institutions of this country, Constitution and Honorable Supreme Court of India, and that is what is important to us. So I would like to sum it up very quickly with a small story of myself, my experience and my journey in a very short couple of minutes. So I realized I was gay when I was 14 years old, and I was in a very small village where there was no electricity or cyber cafe to search. So I came back to Mumbai, I typed on Google, I am guy and I like guys. This is how I realized that there are words like gay and homosexuals. And then I wanted to know if I am legal, if science approves me. And science did. So I was like, okay. So at age of 17, I told my family that I am gay. And my mother is from political background, and her first reaction was, I wish you were dead when you were born. But that did not hurt me because I expected that. What hurt me the most is the silence of my dad who did not talk to me for 5 years. So for 17 to 21, me and my parents were living in one house under one shelter, but we never talked. And that hurts the most because you were staying together, but emotionally you're far away from each other. And in between, I mean, this is a very personal thing, but there are very few people, so I can mention it. So my only support was my boyfriend, who was everything to me, and he showed me a lot of rings, but he passed away in a road accident, and my world fell apart. So there was nobody who could come and tell me, hey, I want to be with you. And all what you do is you seek for a shoulder. But then you realize that everybody is seeking a shoulder and nobody wants to be a shoulder. So then I decided to be a shoulder for the people like me, because there was nobody for me when I was wanted help. But then when I had power, when I had energy to help others, I told me that she hates me for who I am. She told me I'm proud of you for who you are. And it was such a huge roller coaster. Thank you. After that, my mother represented me. We both were in Satyameva Jayate interviews and lots of stuff. She used to walk the Pride March with me, with I'm proud of my gay child placard, and my sister used to walk with I am finding a cutest boyfriend for my brother. So this whole journey of 10 years taught me a lot. And one thing I would like to end up with, a little birdie once told me, once you believe in yourself, you don't get suppressed, you fight for yourself and keep patience, you will win. And here I am standing in front of you. Thank you.